There was a city that ruled the world before Rome. Before Rome ruled the world, there was another empire. A city born from exile, fueled by trade, and feared by all who crossed it. A city that once stood as the jewel of the Mediterranean. Ancient Phoenician ships sailing from Tyre, bright purple sails, merchants loading amphorae of wine, gold, ivory, 3D realistic Mediterranean Sea. Our story begins not in Africa, but in the eastern Mediterranean, in Tyre, a great Phoenician port. The Phoenicians were master sailors, traders, not conquerors. They spread their culture across the seas, building colonies wherever profit called. A regal woman, Dido Elissa, standing on a ship's deck, wind in her hair, gold jewelry, heading toward a distant African coastline. According to legend, one of Tyre's exiled princesses, Elissa, known to the Romans as Dido, fled her homeland and sailed west. After a perilous journey, she landed on the North African coast, and there, she founded Carthage, Cartletawani 25 Adias Hachekti, meaning the new city. It began as a refuge, but would soon become an empire. Bustling ancient Carthaginian harbor, circular dock filled with ships, warehouses stacked with goods, elephants, gold coins, spices, and merchants bargaining. Carthage rose through commerce, not conquest. Its harbors were engineering marvels, one for trade, one for war, with over 200 warships ready to sail. The Carthaginians traded silver from Spain, tin from Britain, gold and ivory from Africa. They were the bankers of the ancient Mediterranean. But wealth breeds envy, and across the sea, another city was rising, Rome. Two worlds, one of trade, the other of conquest, destined to collide. Their first clash came over Sicily. Carthage, the naval superpower, met Rome, a land empire that had barely touched the sea. But Rome learned fast. They copied Carthaginian ships, built massive fleets, and invented the corvus, a boarding bridge that turned sea battles into land fights. Roman quinquiremes slamming into Carthaginian triremes under stormy skies, fire and splintered wood flying. After 23 brutal years, Carthage lost. Sicily was gone. Rome demanded a fortune in reparations. Yet Carthage rose again, scarred but alive. And one man would lead their revenge, Hannibal Barca. Hannibal on horseback, dark cloak, sharp eyes, elephants and soldiers crossing icy Alps, snow falling, cinematic realism. In 218 BC, Hannibal did the unthinkable. He led an army and 37 war across the frozen Alps to strike Rome from the north. It was madness and genius. At Cannae, Hannibal executed one of the greatest military maneuvers in history, encircling and destroying a Roman army twice his size. 50,000 Romans lay dead. Rome trembled but did not break. Roman Senate in mourning, old men in togas, shadows, fury in their eyes. Rome adapted again, cutting Hannibal's supply lines and sending an army to strike Carthage itself. At Zama, Hannibal faced Scipio Africanus, a commander who had studied his every move. And this time, Rome prevailed. Destroyed Carthaginian farms, Roman soldiers approaching city walls, women and children preparing defenses, smoke on the horizon. After Zama, Carthage was stripped of its power. It could no longer wage war, not even defend itself without Rome's permission. But the city endured, rebuilding through trade and agriculture. Until one Roman senator decided its survival was an insult. Roman Senate interior, Cato the Elder rising to speak, light shining on his face, declaring, Carthago delenda est. Cato the Elder ended every speech with the same words. Carthago delenda est, Carthage must be destroyed. In 149 BC, Rome rebuilt Carthage as one of its own cities. And today, its ruins still whisper the story of ambition, rivalry, and the cost of greatness. Carthage rose from exile to empire, fought the mightiest power on earth, and fell but never truly disappeared from history.